BF and friends casually saying the N-word as a joke. I, 22F, am biracial, white and black, and my BF, 23, is white. Race has never been a concerning issue in our relationship. I've never been offended by things he has said and actually have been able to educate him a bit on black culture. However, his friends, both 20-somethings from the North, love to throw causal racism into their jokes and texts. The most common occurrence I witness is memes, videos with the N-word, hard R included, usually portraying a stupid joke person. This isn't an everyday problem, but enough that I have noticed it before and just hadn't said anything. His friends like to say that I can really only get half offended by it, since I'm only half black. BF says that he doesn't encourage them joking like that, but also doesn't tell them it's wrong. When I brought this up to him last night after him receiving a message with the N-word in all caps, he told me that if it really offended me then I could say something to his friends. They then responded to their own picture with, "My BF, you think that's funny?" Quote, he never said yes, but also didn't say no or tell them that it's wrong. Anyways, this blew up into a huge argument when I tried to explain to him that by him not telling them to stop, that he was encouraging it. I tried to explain how seeing that as his GF made me feel offended considering they wouldn't say that to me ever. He said that I'm labeling him and his friends as being racist and doesn't understand why I'm attacking him. It bothers me how defensive he was about it, and how a discussion about why something offended me turned into a fight where he was the one to be upset. I'm not sure what to do now or how to tiptoe around the subject without causing another fight, especially because we haven't talked all day after briefly arguing about it this morning. Do I even bring up again? Instead of trying to understand your perspective, he tried to turn it on you by making you feel bad for accusing them of being racist, except that's what they are. He condones their actions. I think that's all that needs to be said. I'm white, and if I was with a white guy who was making memes like that I wouldn't be with him. You sure you wanna be with this guy? It bothers me how defensive he was about it, and how a discussion about why something offended me turned into a fight where he was the one to be upset. I can't tell you how utterly catastrophically unsurprising it is that your casually racist boyfriend turned into a shimmering snowflake the second his behavior was criticized. Throw in a post-argument rant about how he was being cancelled, and how it's not safe to joke about anything anymore, and you'd have yourself a dipshit bingo. He's 23. You're not married. How much appetite do you have to drag your ass up this particular hill in the hopes he'll reform, grow up when there's a wide world out there full of people who have baseline maturity, compassion and social grace for you to date and interact with? Is there something particularly rare or unrecoverable in this person you feel you cannot do without? I'm guessing the answer is no. I'd leave baby Tucker Carlson with his N-words and his bow ties and his idiot friends and find an adult to spend time with. But ultimately the decision is yours. My guess is that your boyfriend gets defensive because he knows exactly how wrong this behavior is. He knows his friends are being racist, and he knows by not speaking his mind, he is essentially encouraging it and going along with it. He also knows he doesn't have the balls to act any differently. And that's probably what bothers him deep down. This is not a subject you should tiptoe around. Not only does it speak lengths about the character of the people your boyfriend chooses to surround himself with, it also speaks lengths about his own character. Racism aside, if your boyfriend can't properly navigate a situation where you inform him his behavior hurts you for XYZ reason and instead turns it around on you and make you the culprit, then that's a problem. Time for you to find an upgrade. It shouldn't be difficult. There is no tiptoeing around the subject. Your BF is being passive and insensitive about racism in general and hurtful to you and your relationship specifically. Though we would all like to think that it is not a factor in our relationships. But race really is. Whether in a same race or biracial relationship. By not saying anything to his friends, he is condoning their actions and racism and disrespecting you. Bring up the subject directly. If he really cares about you, he would care about the racist comments his friends make, because it upsets you. If he tries to make light of it, I would have serious doubts about what he really thinks of you, and doubt the future of the relationship. Fitting in with his friends is more important than you being comfortable around him. When he said that you were labeling him and his friends as racist, did you tell him that's because he and his friends are racist? Because they are. The way the conversation about you being offended got turned around and he became the victim was due 100% to his manipulation, to put you on the defensive, and take the focus away from his wrongdoing. The thing about racists is this: conversation doesn't change their minds. Really, nothing does. This should be a deal breaker for you. Also, he and his friends are racist. Racism is not just a clan hood. I'm mixed race. My so did this. I called him out on it. He got defensive, but was adult enough to realize that he was in the wrong. He changed his behavior. If his friends, family or anyone we know say racial slurs, etc., I comment on it. I point out why and how it is wrong. Sometimes it doesn't do anything but start a conversation. But trust me, everyone knows that I hate it. I know I can't change another person's behavior, but I can help educate. Your dad or mom is African American and so are many of your family members, correct? You being half black yourself and them essentially joking in a racially charged way about people you've grown up with and love should be grounds for you to no longer be dating an individual who would let this slide. I'm African American and I have mixed Latino and black children. No one ever was allowed to straight up disrespect me or even pass something racially charged off as a joke in the 13 years that I was with their dad. He would block family members, friends, etc. And I don't associate with black, white, etc. people who make those kinds of jokes about other races. It's gross and I don't have a problem with anyone based strictly off of race, looks, etc. I do have a problem with people who possess the ability to cause emotional or physical harm to anyone because of those things. He has an ugly heart. Can you love a man with an ugly heart?
They're racist. All of them. Run.
How long have you two been together? Hopefully not a long time, because I don't think you should time a single second longer with this guy. These messages are just a glimpse of what him and his friends are talking and joking about IRL. I commented below but wanted to reiterate to the op. As a white man myself who grew up in a conservative family and for a while was surrounded by conservative friends, your BF is racist or at least supporting racist behavior, which to me is a minor distinction. Racism is invasive and can manifest in so many ways. He might be the nicest person all around, but ultimately his dismissal of you shows me he isn't truly educated in this manner and still shows strong bias. He likely views racism as a large concrete concept or identity and seems to be missing the fact that it is systemic, nuanced and everywhere. If you want to work on this relationship, then I think you have every right to bring it up. More importantly, you have every right to be upset. If you decide to do this, then I'd generally think this is a good idea with any sensitivity topics, to write your thoughts out ahead of time and explain to him why it hurt. Ultimately, it isn't your job to be his educator. It is up to him to learn from this or not. I'm sorry you had to deal with this behavior. He's a racist, please leave him. Your boyfriend is weak, and his friends are immature racist assholes. Simple as that. This is what casual racism looks like. His reaction shows that he's perfectly comfortable with enabling racism. He is part of the problem. The absolute caucasity of this man. JFC. Up. Your BF is a gross racist, time to dump his disgusting ass. Your BF won't even back you. Speaks volumes.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.